title of our episode today is Copa Mania, which is, we're gonna have a football field episode, as you can see with Dirv in his Arsenal jersey and my background of what happened in the Copa America. Spoiler alert, you know, if you haven't followed Copa America just yet. Yeah. And now, so yeah, before we start, we have once again Dirv from Wrestling After Work. Dirv, say
Hello
hi.
guys. Hello guys. Glad to be here
Yeah.
again to join you guys.
Again. So after we talked about esports tournaments, we're gonna talk about football tournaments, and this is something we enjoy so much. This is
Yeah.
football is something we've followed, for quite a few years. I think, I've followed this for 10 years. Derv, I know you've been following this for much longer than
Yeah.
any one of us here. So
I
that's
think
really
I've been I started learning football at around 7. So that's like 24, 23 years ago. So yeah, and I've been a gooner for like 22 or 23 years now. And 14
nice.
of those we haven't won anything. I mean not 14, like 16 or 17 now. I mean,
Well,
the FA Cups,
you've
but we didn't win anything like the
Well, I'm
Premier.
always happy that Arsenal wins FA Cups every now and then, and because of that, they're now the best FA Cup team. They're now the most successful FA Cup team in England. So that's always fun, and people would always say na the FA Cup is not an important trophy. No, shut up. That's important. That's
It
an
is.
important trophy. That's the oldest football competition that's the world's oldest football competition. You're dissing right now, so that's not good.
Yeah, the only people who diss on the FA Cup are the people whose teams are eliminated early.
Well, yeah. Ayun. Let's go. So we're gonna talk about Copa America 2021, and then we're gonna talk about Euro 2020, and in the end, we're gonna have a very very early 2022 World Cup prediction. As I know, there are no teams that have qualified yet, save for Qatar, who are the hosts of that
Yeah.
next year's World Cup, and we're gonna find out who's gonna enter the World Cup next year pa. But we can do our early predictions.
Yeah.
We're gonna do our early Nostradamus things if we ever have it. Sports Stradamus, you can say. But
Sports.
before we go to the main topics, let's talk about an introduction. Continental football competition. So, Derv, what can you say? What are continental football competitions?
It's basically held by the governing body within a region, a continent. Like for example, Europe has UEFA. The North America has and Central America has the CONCACAF, and here we have the AFC, right? So
Asian Cup.
usually to enter these kinds of tournaments like the World Cup or the Euros, for example, or the Copa America, most of these teams, the national teams, have players from different parts of the world, basically signed to clubs, and
Mhm.
there are assigned international breaks every season for qualification games and friendlies. And with major competitions, they usually happen 4 years. They usually happen with a gap of 4 years, and the only exception being special events like what happened to the Copa America. I think last
Centenario, yeah.
yeah, because it's the 100-year anniversary, so they had to do it another one the next year and had guest teams. From what I
Mhm.
remember, Japan was also there. If I comment, let me take a look. Yeah, but most of these competitions happen every 4 years, but no competition intercedes with the World Cup year.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. What you call this? No competition. Yeah, coincides with
Overlaps with the
the
World Cup.
yeah.
And one thing worth noting, no, these continental competitions are not automatic qualifiers to the World Cup. that
Yeah.
separate because people would assume that if you're a cup winner, if you're like a winner of the Asian Cup, Gold Cup, or Copa America or Euros, you're automatically a participant of the next World Cup. Kasi diba, that's not the case. That's not how it works. That
Yeah.
shouldn't.
There you go. No, it's not Japan. I thought they were like the guest. But the CONCACAF, that's why the Bicentenario had a bigger pool because it had the CONCACAF teams. Like
Mhm.
the United States, Mexico.
Yeah, it had North. It had basically
Yeah.
it's a double regional competition, and that was really cool.
Yeah. I forgot what tournament I was saying Japan. I'm sorry. Because my brain is still the vaccine, freshly back vaccine.
Oh
So I
yeah.
think that's fine.
Okay, but yeah, okay. So that's basically continental competitions. They happen every 4 years. They're the biggest, next big trophy, alongside the World Cup and
Yeah.
the new Nations League championships that have been happening in certain areas. But once again, just because you've won a continental championship doesn't mean
You're
you
not
enter
sure.
the World Cup. Kasi Chile won two Copa Americas but didn't enter the World Cup in 2018. So that's one case.
Yeah.
USA yata, I think USA won the previous Gold Cup before the 2018 World Cup. They didn't qualify. So that's one thing. It doesn't that's just because you've won. But yeah, despite that, continental football club competitions are great ways to gauge how good is one how
Yeah.
strong is one region, or how strong are the football teams in each region are, because you can gauge like usually the winners of continental club competitions are shoe-ins, almost shoe-ins for the World Cup,
And
usually
usually they
because
are the favorites
we
to win.
say yeah.
Favorite as well.
Usually I say because Chica didn't make it. I was sad that we never saw Alexis Sanchez one more time in 2018. I would have wanted that, but
Yeah.
hey, that's how harsh football is. Anyway, now let's go to Copa America 2021, and let's talk about first we talk about the teams. Okay, teams of Copa America. Basically, this is entire South America, right, Derv?
Yeah. South America.
I don't think they've included anyone else. Oh, they did pala. They did include Australia and Qatar for as their special guests because I think that's what they've been doing. Like they've had special
Yeah.
invitational teams.
But I think
But unfortunately, I think this is
I,
pandemic reasons.
yeah. I think they were
But
supposed to join.
yeah. But would you think that Australia or Qatar have a chance at sniffing out at least a top four finish in South America?
Um Qatar I
Qatar now, yes.
no. They can, but I doubt they will. Australia, I give them a chance because we had two groups, and I give them a chance to like go into the knockout stages
Mhm.
as a fourth or third team. Especially if you look at the two groups, Argentina. If someone gets into the Argentina Group A, and it's gonna be hard because look at the teams there, and then I mean with Group B, no offense to Ecuador and Venezuela, but they're stronger teams because Ecuador now is like what they went down in quality after a good couple of years during the 2010s.
Mhm. But yeah, unfortunate that we weren't able to see. But this means that the Copa America, the 2021 edition, is a completely South American affair in that
Yeah,
sense. So yeah, teams, I guess, it's the usual. It's Group A, we get Argentina.
yeah.
I don't know. They've won the World Cup twice. They've won a few Copa Americas.
They're
No
going
biggie.
in. They were the second most successful team in Copa
Yeah,
America history.
yeah. They're nothing big. I'm kidding.
Yeah,
They're one of the best football teams in the world, and they have Lionel Messi. They always have a chance to fight. Next, we have Bolivia. Bolivia, not a football power, but hey, South American football teams are always solid. They're compared, I think pound for pound, in my opinion, South America is the next strongest region next to Europe
Yeah,
always.
definitely, definitely.
Kasi,
Sometimes it's even the strongest, if especially if you consider the Brazil teams of the '90s.
yeah,
Um,
they were once the best, but Europe was able to catch
yeah,
up. And the
and now
recent run of
Africa is also
World Cup
growing in power.
winners, mm, and the recent run of previous World Cup winners, all hailing from Europe, it's a sign that Europe has overtaken South America for now.
Yeah,
Now Bolivia,
definitely.
I don't know what else to say about Bolivia. I'm not familiar with their star players if they have. Kasi I know they have a good number of players in top leagues, but not as much as everyone else. It's like they're not nothing nothing too special. Now Uruguay, meanwhile, did
Yeah,
Uruguay had
Uruguay,
Cavani, if I recall,
Cavani and
right?
Suarez.
Had
But
still had
actually,
Cavani and
Uruguay
Suarez
is
at
a
their
really,
old.
really good team.
Yes, Dirv?
Uruguay is a really, really good team. They're actually
Yep.
a bit balanced if you think about it.
Yeah. Last time they won is 10 years ago, 2011,
Yeah,
which gave Luis Suarez and Cavani like their early trophies. Like they got their international glory way earlier than anyone else expected, which is cool.
yeah,
And Uruguay is always a tough assignment for any team, whether it be World Cup or Copa America, because they have a lethal strike pairing. They have a top class keeper in Fernando Muslera, and they have Diego Godin.
yeah. Well, and also Jose Jimenez.
Oh, Jose
The,
Jimenez
yeah,
is one of their midfielders, if I recall correctly.
no, he's one. He was also Godin's center back partner for a time in Atletico as well.
Okay.
Before Godin left, and then they also had Lucas Torreira, who had a mixed bag of years with Arsenal, and then he got loaned out to Inter. I think did he got loaned
I
out to
can't
Inter?
remember, but yeah, let's just say that in terms of talent, along with
No. He got
Argentina,
loaned to. Sorry, he got loaned to Atletico Madrid. There you go. I remember because he
I-
was part of the Thomas Partey deal, or sort of part of the Thomas Partey deal.
that's pretty cool. And yeah, now we get okay. We didn't talk about Argentina that much, but Uruguay next to Argentina are two of the most talented rosters in this
Group.
Copa America, and the next one is Chile. Chile
They
is
were
one of the
good.
more
They're the defending champions actually.
defending
But
champions, defending back-to-back Copa
yeah,
America champions. You can rarely say that because that will only happen in a century. So pretty cool. Really awesome that they got two Copa America wins. This is Claudio Bravo and Arturo Vidal were their top stars. Alexis Sanchez
and
and
Eduardo Vargas, the guy with the Jordan
Edu,
tattoo.
Edu Vargas, who's I'm more impressed with him when he's in international competition
Yeah,
than whatever club he's in.
actually, yeah. And he's the guy that you can easily recognize because of the Jordan brand tattoo on his neck.
Oh my god. Well, let's delve away from whatever tattoo choices he has. But yeah, solid team. Chile. Back-to-back winners. They've beaten Messi's Argentina twice, which kind of
Yeah.
stings because it
Made
actually
Messi
gave
cry twice.
yeah, it actually gave the fear. It gave the fear of it made Messi scared, legit scared of he might not actually win an international trophy. Diba, it almost forced him to retire. One of the factors that almost forced him to retire early was losing Copa America and
2016,
then
right?
getting kicked out of the World Cup by France. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Chile is a really great team. And next one is Paraguay. Now, Paraguay, I think this for me, Paraguay is underrated. It's like same
Yeah.
with Peru, same case with Peru. Na they always have talent. They always have a chance to win big, cause upsets in their own region, and even go deep in the World Cup. every now and then they always have a shot at that. So
Yeah.
these are one of the teams that sneak in because they always have they really have pretty
They
good
usually
talent
have
every now and
someone, yeah.
then.
But
No big names, no big
well,
names
there's
outside of the
Almiron.
person Almiron, yeah, Miguel Almiron of Newcastle. But they're always solid. Somehow they always get something going, and if they do, they just explode, reach deep knockout stages, and shake up the table every now and then. So I always like to see Paraguay do well. Now next up we have Group B. Group B is
Yeah.
pretty cool. They only have first off Colombia. Colombia is one of the best South American teams. I mean, they're not.
And has the best team celebration of the world. And you remember World Cup 2014, was it, when they were like dancing?
Oh
Um,
yeah, okay. And of course, I'll never forget the James Rodriguez goal. That was the goal of the
yeah,
tournament, which is beautiful. A beautiful lightning strike for that team. Now Colombia has the likes of David Ospina. You know,
yeah.
not great keeper now in Napoli. And now we have now they
Lemina.
have young talent, but they have Duvan Zapata, who's a great striker in Italy. Luis
Yeah,
Muriel, his strike partner in Atalanta. you
yeah.
know, imagine, basically Atalanta is their practice grounds for playing in Colombia. They
Well,
also have youngsters, Luis Diaz from Porto. Porto is always a great team with solid talent. They have Juan Cuadrado.
yeah.
Cuadrado is always a solid midfield wing option for his career. Davinson Sanchez, wing back for Tottenham.
Yeah, Davinson Sanchez and Yeremina for Everton, the guy who injured Neymar in the 2014 World Cup.
Yeremina, my God. Okay, yeah, I remember Yeremina being a very popular name, and we'll talk about him later. Kasi I think one of the favorite moments of your favorite moment in the Copa America, there involved him getting
And
mentally
considering
destroyed.
they didn't had James Rodriguez, their biggest star in the tournament, from what I remember, right? He didn't get into the team.
Yeah, I think James Rodriguez has been off form for the past few years. I mean,
Yeah.
I think especially like he kind of didn't live up to his Barcelona expectations, which is kind of sad.
Well, no. He went to Real, then Bayern was more successful at Bayern, and then
Yeah,
with
he was more
Everton.
successful with in Germany than whatever happened to him in Real Madrid, and that's kind of weird because he won 3 Champions Leagues with Real.
Yeah, and then also with he went to Everton. But in that Everton spending spree last year, but the thing is, he kind of cooled off in the second half of the season.
Yeah, or was he too expensive for Everton at that point?
No, I think they got him in a good deal around less than 30 million, which is good for a
Oh
player
wow,
this
that's a
size.
budget deal in that sense. Okay, next we go to Brazil. Now
It's a joke lang.
Brazil is
Never
the
been a fan of
previous
Brazil.
winner. They're the previous winner of Copa America, right? 2019.
Was
Yeah,
there?
they won. Yeah, they did. We forgot. I forgot that they won 2019. They did pala. The one thing worth noting, they won without
Okay,
Neymar.
yeah, there was, because there's a 2015,
Yeah,
2019.
they won without Neymar. That's one of the things I remember.
Yeah, I remember. Because we considered, sorry for that, we considered Chile because we forgot about that 2019 Copa
Yeah, I
America.
mean, okay, let's just say Brazil always, legendary football team, 4-time World Cup champions. But recently they've kind of fallen off internationally in terms of success, outside of winning a few Copa Americas and the Confed Cup. But yeah, they're not the let's just say they're not the Brazil that
They're not the
uh,
hegemon of world football anymore.
they're no longer the top of they're like the Chicago Bulls of World Cups. Diba? They were once like the best team, the greatest football. They had the greatest football teams in history. now they're trying to regain that form. They've been trying to regain that form for decades now, and it's kind of interesting to see how they're doing.
The thing with Brazil is it's not just because they're banging on like having that transcendent player, kind of like Neymar. But the thing is, if you compare the older Brazilian teams, there were like a few stars, like few stars that are best in their position and guys who actually make the team work. But now with Brazil, it's like there's something with Brazil that the Neymar is their last big hope because right now we don't have an emerging Brazilian powerhouse player right now, right? If I remember
Yeah.
correctly.
I mean, a lot of Brazil's best players are at their primes right now. Let's say we have Alisson, diba? We have
Yeah,
Alisson and Anderson, two great keepers, solid. Um, One is a Champions League winner, one is a multi-time Premier League winner. Good,
yeah,
great keepers. They have Danilo, who is in his prime for Juventus. Thiago Silva, who's about to retire but still their captain, diba? Really great
yeah.
player. Marquinhos from PSG, Alexandro, and they have youngsters like Eder Militao, who's in Real now, who's a Real
Yeah.
Madrid player, and now they have Casemiro
Lodi.
and Fred.
Yeah, actually,
And yeah, interesting, diba?
yeah,
But yeah, I think
Gabriel
you're
is
right.
Richarlison as well.
They only have one transcendent player in the form of Neymar, like super
But you can
talented.
consider the two keepers as well because like those two keepers are like
Oh
top
yeah,
quality.
Allison is someone that I want to see. Like I think he's just getting started in his. I mean, he's 28, but I think there's so much more. Like goalkeepers last longer than other positions, diba?
Yeah.
I think
Because
Allison
well, actually, if you
has a
think
chance
about it,
to.
Brazil's
Yeah,
biggest the guy with one of the biggest potentials in the world is from Brazil and he's a defender. And he plays for a certain club. I'm not gonna name because it's already in my. I'm already wearing Gabriel Magalhaes, who sadly got injured in the second half of the season and in the middle of the season last year and tried to like recuperate his form, but did not warrant a call up.
sad. Well, it's fine. Well, yeah, Brazil is always brimming with talent. There's Fabinho, there's Doug, there's oh yeah, let's talk about their striking, which is kind of heavy. Their offense
Yeah,
is heavy. Let's just say they have Rich Argison, or how Americans would call him, Rich Argison, if ever. But yeah, Rich Argison, forward for Everton, who's
doing well.
trying to chase Roberto Firmino's Brazilian scoring record, which is really hard to beat. Because Richarlison is one of the best youngsters in the Premier League, and I'm always happy to see more South America talent in Europe, in England especially. So Richarlison is one of them.
Yeah,
Solid Evertonian player right now. Next we have Gabriel Jesus. Now Gabriel Jesus is kind of touted as the next big thing, diba? One of the next big strikers in
yeah.
world football. Once a backup to Sergio Aguero. Now with Sergio Aguero gone, he could have been the top scorer for Man City next year. He could have the potential
Well,
to do
we're
that.
gonna talk about that later when we go to the Euros. Because
Yeah, we're
there's a
gonna talk
certain
about that.
someone, a certain English captain, who is rumored to be.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be interesting. Now apart from that, they have Vinicius Junior, which is a very one youngster that they're.
He's the youngster that Brazil is banking on, I think. But so far, honestly, I have not been impressed by him. But maybe if I could see more games, like uh, from what I've seen, and it's a small pool, I haven't been impressed. But it's like he got the marketing right from FIFA as well.
Mhm.
But he was
I
one of
think
the
it's uh, I think it's the pressure. I think it's just it's too early. It's too early for him to be
yeah,
um you know to be an international sensation. Now next, they have the likes of Roberto Firmino, for Bobby Firmino, which is the highest scoring Brazilian in
yeah.
the Premier League, which is gonna be fun.
Is
And
it me? Is it me or like? I think Firmino and Richarlison, Gabriel Jesus. With the Premier League, from what I can say, is like Brazilian players usually have a bit of a yay or nay experience with the Premier League.
Yeah, right now I think all three of them are kind of off. I mean, Firmino had 9 Premier League goals, but we're used to seeing him in double digits. Richarlison red, like he had 7, and that's coming off 2 seasons where he had double digits. So yeah, I understand your point
Yeah,
there because yeah, it's a hot and cold situation with South American players in general in the Premier League. I mean, we have someone as hot as Alexis Sanchez and Luis Suarez at one point, diba?
yeah,
And we can also have like the likes of Edison Cavani and Diego Forlan, who was never able to heat it up in the Prem.
and Cavani got his form at the end for Manchester
Yeah,
United.
Cavani got his form at the end, but yeah, it took a while. But yeah, Brazil is there. That's awesome. And we move to Venezuela now. Venezuela. I'm not apart from knowing that I know this is Solomon Rondon's team. I mean, he's there. But I don't think he's here.
Yeah, I doubt he's here.
I don't think he's in the roster. And yeah, he's not. And Thomas Rincon, their most experienced guy, is
Yeah,
not in the roster as well. But yeah, Venezuela is a solid team, but you're in South America. You're in one of the toughest football regions. You're gonna get your ass kicked every now and then. If you're not named Uruguay, Chile, Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, you're
yeah,
not in that top five realm. But hey, they were supposed to have Josef Martinez from Atlanta United. Familiar with him, Dirv?
Oh no, no, no. I don't
Uh,
actually. I think Steven is a bigger fan of the MLS than me.
Josef Martinez, let's just say na he got an ACL injury last 2020, so he wasn't able to play much of. But he only played 3 games in all of 2020 in the previous season of MLS because he got an ACL tear.
Yeah,
But before that, Derv, he was scoring buckets. Right now he has 79 goals in 91 appearances.
what?
His
Wild,
best his best being 31 in 34 games,
wild.
which won them an MLS Cup. Won them an MLS Cup. And the year
Yeah,
after, he had 27 in 29 games, which won them an Open Cup, the US Open Cup. So really, one of the hottest strikers of the MLS. But unfortunately, he was injured. And if you're wondering, Derv, where he came from Torino before moving to Atlanta.
oh, there you go.
And he came from the Swiss Super League. He wasn't, he wasn't as hot in Europe, but MLS needed a star, and Josef Ortiz was one of them. Really great player. Now I hope he regains his scoring form. Right now he has 2 goals in 7. Not bad, but that's not the form we're used to seeing. But yeah, anyway, that's Venezuela. As much as we can stretch their talent, let's go to Ecuador. Ecuador, I always remember Ecuador has Antonio Valencia as their best player for a
Yeah,
long time. Diba?
yeah, I
Antonio
remember
Valencia.
that. Antonio Valencia of. I think did he come from Wigan then to Man United?
Yeah, he did. Now apart from that, they have Ener Valencia, who's had that one hot season in the Premier League and then fizzled out the next few years. Imagine scoring double digits to 1 goal next year, like
Yeah,
from zero to nothing. Oh no no no. Well, Ener Valencia had an off Premier League season, and now he's in Fenerbahce.
Still good. Still in Europe. Well, if you're still in
Still in
Europe,
Europe, and the international form is better, way better than his, way better
yeah,
than his um club form because he has 31 and 61 in international competition, and that's hot. That's a hot streak in there. But hey, they have a youngster named Gonzalo Plata who's only 20 but has 5 goals in 14 for a midfielder.
yeah,
And
that's
it's
good.
in Sporting CP, who recently won the Primeira Liga in
Yeah,
Portugal.
Sporting
And
Lisbon.
he won a trophy double, and in that age, really good. Maybe the next Sporting CP talent, after Bruno Fernandes, good. Might be, might be a good.
Yeah, yeah. No, that we can, might be. But like, still have a few players that I think that's the thing with Portugal is that they now have a strong Portuguese base. Like teams, the Portuguese national team, and they also have a team B in Wolves. But but there are some teams that are really good with signing young South American talent, and one of them is what you call this one. Some of those are from Portugal, like
For
this.
Porto and Sporting CP being very prominent in getting South American talent in there.
Yeah, because it's easy actually, because like it's a Portuguese speaking country, Brazil, which has many talented youngsters, can go there. But also, I don't know why these teams and Atletico Madrid and a few teams from Italy are really good at getting the best players from South America before they make it big time.
Yeah, actually, really great observation there. Because they're hit and miss. I mean,
Yeah,
getting players outside of Europe is always a hit and miss, big gamble for a lot of those teams. I think it also comes with the pressure,
yeah, definitely.
even whether it be South America, Africa, or Asia. Whether they get them or not, whether whatever region they get them, it's the pressure for me that gets there. The ones who adopt to that pressure are the ones that shine in Europe. And now we go to Peru. Last but not the least, Peru has been a really solid team. Although they don't have their star in they don't have stars like Jefferson Farfan and Paulo Guerrero, who are old, who are about
Yeah,
close to retirement, but they are in a way they're shining stars in Peru. They're the best players.
yeah,
Now they have Yoshimar Yotun who's playing in Mexico. They have Christian Cueva. They have Andre Carrillo, who's now playing in the Middle East. But yeah, Peru is one of those teams that can cause upsets. They're kind of like Paraguay. They're really good, underrated good,
yeah.
and they have a chance to always get something out of their competition. Okay, but now let's talk about we talked about players, we talked about star players. Now, what were there any surprise in the Copa America, Dirv? Worth noting?
Um, I expected it to be Argentina and Brazil at the end,
So
but
yeah,
sadly, look at the brackets. Let's look at the brackets. Where is the bracket? Where's the bracket?
well, if there was one thing I'm disappointed
Yeah,
at
it's
is
still
that
them.
Colombia lost. Ay, Uruguay lost to Colombia in
Yeah,
penalties. I would understand Chile losing to Brazil because that's
yeah,
a
Brazil's the better
big
team
boy,
now.
that's a big boy match right there.
Yeah, and Chile is not as young now
Yeah, I
as the
mean,
team that they have, because I think most of their stars are old in the early 30s, which is
same as Uruguay, I guess. I think you can
yeah.
argue.
But
Uruguay, I think
I think
Uruguay
that's
is one of
better
those teams
younger
now.
talent compared to
Yeah,
Chile.
I think Uruguay and Chile are out of their prime, going out of their prime na. I mean, Luis Suarez proved to us na he can still score 20 if he wants to, like with
Yeah.
Atletico. But
Well, Barcelona deemed him old, so they sold him to Atletico, and now he won them the La Liga.
yeah, they basically sold a trophy to
Yeah.
Atletico Madrid. But yeah, happy for. By the way, I'm happy for Diego Simeon, who's still their manager after all these years. He's a very
Yeah.
successful guy. Um, yeah, surprising. No surprises beyond
Actually, it's
beyond
Peru. Well,
Peru.
actually, did Peru? I think 2019 Peru were the runner-ups, right?
I think they were.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, Peru was the runner-up.
yeah, but yeah, I expected Argentina and Brazil because I think they're at the point. Argentina are at the point na they
They
want to
had to
win
win
something for Messi, and Brazil wants to win something now.
for Neymar, kasi Neymar wasn't part of their 2019.
Yeah,
And
but
it was Coutinho and Firmino who actually, shined for that one.
but this tournament, before we go to who won the best player of the tournament, wink wink, was dominated by one man. And then you can see the awards was dominated by that man as well.
Yeah, no
So
biggie. Kidding. No biggie.
yeah. So yeah, before we go to like we talk about that person, I think the surprises and the results we're gonna talk about. No, we're gonna talk about that person last. I think.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the results now. Now, for third place, Peru was able to make it to the semis again, which is pretty cool. I mean, they got semis back to back in
Yeah.
consecutive Copa Americas, and you can see how
Yeah.
how hungry they are. I mean, as they said, the likes of Peru and Paraguay are the ones that can cause upsets, and Peru and Paraguay coincidentally were facing each other on the quarterfinals of the
Yeah.
tournament, and one of them will face Brazil, and they almost got there to the final. You
But
know,
actually, Brazil destroyed them in the group stages 4-0.
yeah.
So
But
losing 1-0 when it matters is a big step forward.
yeah, big step there. Imagine if they were able to score a goal there, they would have scared Brazil enough to go to penalties,
Yeah.
which I felt would have been the outcome. But hey, third place playoff, Colombia got third over Peru 3-2, very competitive game in that sense. Uh, Luis Diaz won on extra time on 94th minute. So
Yeah.
clutch on that, very clutch. Avoided extra time, thank God.
Yeah.
I kind of don't like games reaching extra time, but thank God it's not one of them. But let's go to the final.
Wait.
The
Before we go to
final
the
is
final, we go to the psych out moment, which led to the finals, which was Colombia won third place, right? But
yeah,
they were dropped into the battle for third and fourth because of the heroics of Emi Martinez, former Arsenal player, now for Aston Villa, who
mhm.
shined during his last season for Arsenal and now is one of the top keepers in England. Which I'm really happy for, even though he got stuck being the number two in Arsenal during his stay there, and now he's shining as the number one for. I think yes, if I could remember correctly, he's with Aston Villa.
Yeah, he's with
Yeah,
Aston
Aston
Villa.
Villa. Yeah, but he's now. I'm happy for whatever heights he is reaching, and that psych out on Yeremina and the other players. I think I shared it to you and Steven and the other guys in one of the chat groups, right?
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
let's
sure
just
if
say
it's in
that
the chat.
psych out to Yeremina was like the best timing he could ever do it, because it just destroyed his confidence in getting that in taking that penalty. And Emi Martinez just read him like a book on that shot, and
And
that
Emi
was
Martinez
really
is one of the best penalty stoppers right now.
mm,
He won the FA Cup with Arsenal in a penalty shootout, if I remember correctly.
yeah. But yeah, Emi Martinez is really one of a really great prospect. I mean, he's been out for a while. I mean, he's been with Arsenal for a long time. Been out on loan for various teams. Now he has the chance to shine in.
No, it's not a penalty shootout. Sorry. It was a
Ah,
goal. Actually, Aubameyang, I remember now who won it, but um, the, I think there was a no. No, where was that? I think was it in in the Community Shield?
I think it might have been. he is
Yeah,
a
it
three-time
was in the
Community
Community
Shield
Shield. Yeah.
keeper. So yeah, he's won a couple of Community Shields on that. But yeah, Emi Martinez, solid keeper. Really, finally, I'm happy to see him finally get a full-time starting position after years with Arsenal. I mean, the
Yeah.
years in Arsenal shaped him to be a really good keeper, though. So like, and
Yeah,
you
he
know,
was
of course, he was an
so,
FA Cup keeper.
yeah.
So awesome. Awesome. At least won a trophy before moving to find his own feet. Okay, now
Yeah,
we
he's
go.
one of the best players. Yeah, best
Of
keeper.
course, we go to the big boy. The best player, top scorer, best assist man. You know, most assists in the tournament.
And the
And
greatest
that's
player of all time.
now we can say. Now we can say, yeah. Okay, you guys have one. We now have one international trophy each. Now the argument can now be evened out.
Yeah.
Okay, now Lionel Messi. Let's just say that Lionel Messi has not had a very fun international career compared to other football legends. You know,
Yeah.
let's say that we can compare him to Maradona. People always compare him to Maradona. Maradona is a World Cup winner, and you know is the guy who became the god of Napoli.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
but the thing is with Maradona, he's a good player, but he has one more. There are players that really win stuff
yeah,
with
I mean,
teams.
I think if it weren't for whatever personal demons he was facing, he could have gotten a bigger career.
Yeah, but
You know
with
what?
I think with if you compare Maradona and Messi, Messi is definitely the better player in my opinion.
Yeah, Messi is more consistent in terms of like everything else. You know, he may not have won the World Cup yet, but you know, Messi is a shining example of you know one of football's most consistent, football's greatest players, and
Yeah,
you
he's
know,
definitely the best player right now. I will argue with anyone. He's still in the top three during any season, and he's still the best player in the world of all time, in my opinion. Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi have surpassed Pele, in my opinion, because their goals are recorded, and they're
and
not
yeah, and the
playing.
fact that they're playing in elite European and elite world level competition, in higher level competition than the stars of the previous century
Yeah,
are so worth noting there. But yeah, Messi now is a Champions League winner, four-time Champions League winner, a 10-time La Liga winner. Let's see, 10-time La Liga winner, multi-time. Now he is an Olympic gold medalist. He finally got his senior international trophy, and hats off to him. He carried it. He carried the team there,
yeah. It
and
was his tournament.
he carried the team there, and you know, Angel Marias also did his job. You know, Angel
Yeah,
Di
yeah. He won
Maria
it
has
because
been,
Angel Di Maria, even though he's going up there in age, is still a contributing factor to PSG, and he was basically a forgotten man because people thought he was like starting to get old, but he still has the and people remember who don't if people are not aware of the French league, they'll still remember most likely the Angel Di Maria from Manchester United days, which was
yeah, but Angel Di Maria in PSG has been pretty
and
good.
Real Madrid has been good, but most of the people who don't follow the French leagues right now just remember that horrendous Angel Di Maria stint in Man United with Man
Yeah,
United.
but hey, really impressive showing for Argentina, and I'm happy that Angel Di Maria also got his redeeming moment. Because for me, it's not just for Messi, like it's for the past pains, like Aguero, Higuain there. I mean, they're not there in the team, but you know, at least
I think
at
Aguero
least
was in the team,
who
but I think it was they really had to get Higuain out of the team just to win anything.
they were kind of cursed on that aspect. But hey, also worth noting, Lautaro Martinez has been also a
Yeah, yeah,
great youngster for Argentina, especially you
yeah,
know he's fresh off winning a Serie A trophy with
yeah.
Inter, and now he's the apple of the eye for He's the apple of the eye for a lot of big clubs because he's young, he's a great scorer, he's a great forward, great winger pala. I mean, and lots of potential, and he could go beyond Serie A. But for me, I would like to for him to stay in Inter a bit more, around longer, because I think I want to see Inter. I want to see the Milan clubs back. We grew up there in Milan with Milan supremacy with AC and Inter.
Well, it was mostly AC than Inter, right? But
It was AC in the Champions League. It was Inter in the Serie A.
no, it was
So
yeah. I think early parts were AC.
yeah,
Especially after the Juventus scandal, it was AC because of the Shevchenko, Kaka days, and then the
Inter dynasty.
and now it's back to like Juve, and now they broke it. So
Juve never won a Champions League, so the Milan era is still much better.
yeah. So it's a good segue actually, Jude, that we're talking about Italy for the next section. But
Oh yeah, okay. Now we're done with Copa America, but before we move there, I think we have to do a little plugs. A few plugs we need. I think we can do back-to-back plugs in this one since I wasn't able to plug earlier. Now, let me just bring this up. We have a Comixology $10 gift card giveaway, not sponsored by Amazon, of course. And the goal is for us to reach 1,000 likes on Facebook and get 100 followers on Twitch. Now, to be eligible for the $10 gift card giveaway on Twitch, you just have to follow us. Awesome. We're kind of growing our channel there. We're streaming our episodes there. We would like to make gaming content there as well soon. But for Facebook, you have to like our page, comment on the pin post, and the comment should be mention any comic book related guests from our previous episodes. You can take a look at our Spotify. You can take a look at our previous videos on Facebook to check who were our previous guests in our previous episodes, and that's it.
libre código na, guys.
Yeah. Next one is what is this? Our next plug is I'm kind of lost. Okay, next up is a Shopee payday sale. Now, the payday sale I think happened a few days ago. I think the sale is still ongoing. There's some items up for sale. Shopee is always a great place for retail therapy, buying stuff on sale, huge discount prices, and you can help the podcast by using our affiliate link, tinyurl.com/ShopeeTGJ. You can get various deals, and you can get a nice deal in Shopee while supporting the podcast. Awesome there. So yeah,
Yeah.
thank you for that. And now we move.
Wait, Jude. Before we go, I like that you can help the podcast, my friends at the Geeky Ones, via the Shopee link. But I want to help now. You guys reach 1,000 likes, so I think this is off the script, but I would like to help you. If you wanna, guys, spread the word, of the Geeky Ones. I would like them to reach 1,000 likes soon. Right now it's at 932 or 931, right?
Yep. Okay, around that range. We're getting there.
Yeah. So help the Geeky Ones reach 1,000 likes. And the prize, I don't know how Jude and Steven will create a mechanic.
You're gonna unveil it. Okay, well, surprise on that.
Yeah. Get them to 1,000 likes, and you can
And
win
guys,
this boy's Homelander pop.
You get a nice little Homelander. You get Homelander to come home to you if you get us to 1,000 likes.
And be the star of your home.
Now, of course, you can only be eligible once again. Just like the page, comment on the pin post, a previous comic book related guest. There's a lot of them, and you can check our Facebook. You can check our Spotify for that once again.
Yeah.
Okay, now we go to Euro 2020 and Dirv. This is a really, I think this is one of the most exciting. This is arguably this year's most exciting football tournament.
Definitely.
And it was really
I think this is the first time that the Euros had an
was
open
nuts.
field of more than 8 teams that can win it all.
Yeah,
Eight or like
this was
7
the
or 8.
most competitive
Yeah.
Euros in a long time. Kasi there's a chance that the previous World Cup winners wouldn't even get a chance at sniffing the trophy, and turns out some of them didn't. So
Yeah.
worth noting there. Okay, now Euro 2020. Let's just get this going by talking about teams. There's a lot of teams. Of course, European continent. Europe is a bigger continent. There's more teams that are competing.
Yeah, and there are
Let's go
more
to
powerhouse teams
let's go to
in the
Group
Europe.
A and talk about Italy. Now, Italy before this has been on a 29 game unbeaten streak. I think 29 or 30 unbeaten game streak.
Yeah. I think if I
They've
can
been
remember,
they've been on a tear since 2018, and that's
ever
thanks to
since Roberto Mancini.
thanks to
Um,
Roberto Mancini. And Roberto Mancini is a very solid manager who has won multiple achievements. He helped Man City win their first Premier League trophy.
yeah.
First Premier League trophy, modern Premier League trophy in 2012. With the help of a little clutch magic from Sergio Aguero.
Yeah.
Now let's look at their Italian roster. Now, one thing worth noting is their keeper. We're always used to seeing Gianluigi Buffon as their starting keeper. It's like a constant fixture. It's like when they had Paolo Maldini, diba, on
Yeah.
their central defense. And Andrea Pirlo on their center midfield. Now, those three guys are now happily retired. Happily retired from international duty, and some of them retired from football. Pirlo and Maldini, of course, retired from football. Is Buffon still in PSG, if I recall correctly?
I think he went back to Juventus, and I think he retired.
Anyway, yeah. Okay, now, but despite that, they still have one Gianluigi Donnarumma who's only 22, and if you recall correctly, remember Dirv, he started as a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
He's been playing for 6 years.
Yeah, and Donnarumma is the type of player that if you have goalkeeper problems, or you just want a goalkeeper that will grow into a 90 rated one.
A goalkeeper that you'll never replace throughout your FIFA career mode.
Yeah, you just buy him and you don't replace him.
If you got him when he was 16 years old, you could have saved him until he was 40, and you would be set for club success, for goalkeeper success for life.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. Gianluigi Donnarumma, now a PSG keeper. He was a free agent, I think, during the tournament. And his backup is Salvatore Sirigu, who's a former PSG keeper as well, I think. Was he? And Sirigu is a veteran keeper and really solid. If it were not for Buffon being there, Sirigu would have been a really great keeper, starting keeper for Italy as well.
Yeah.
So. And they have another young keeper with Alex Meret, who's been getting the starting position in Napoli.
Yeah, and well, it's always the Germans and Italians who have the best keepers.
And the players that last the longest in terms of age. Okay, defenders, of course, we have the legendary Giorgio Chiellini and Leonardo Bonucci, who are the two elder statesmen of Italy, and the two defenders have taken the mantle of the old Italian defender in the Italian national team. I mean, they always need that to be successful, and I think that's one thing that they were missing before. Veterans. They were missing a few veteran defenders.
There's something with Italian players that I don't know why, but they're typically late bloomers. I know Chiellini.
They're like the best players in their 30s. I think really great players when they become 30 years old. 30 is their 20 in that sense. But Donnarumma is one of the few exceptions that are just exploding at a very young age.
Yeah, and this team as well also had like Spinazzola, Fiorenzi.
Alessandro Florenzi has bounced around multiple positions. He was a winger.
Yeah.
Now he's a fullback. Finally found a nice little position there. in Roma.
Yeah.
And we also have we also have Franco Acerbi, a veteran who may not have played as much international games, but is a veteran in the Serie A.
Yeah.
Always great addition to that. Now we're in the midfield position. Now, there one thing worth noting in the midfield position is that this is one of their youngest positions. None,
Yeah. Which
no
is
one,
refreshing.
no one reaching 30 yet. I think Jorginho is the closest one reaching 30.
And
Jorginho
Verratti
is
as well.
their most veteran, along with
Marco
did
Verratti.
they have oh, they didn't have I'm looking for one. They have Marco Verratti. Verratti and Jorginho are pretty much their shining players here. Verratti has been really good for PSG for a long time.
Yeah.
And people forget. I think it's like people forget that Ligue 1 is a really good, really good league.
Yeah. League
People
One
forget
is like,
that
yeah, they
when
some people call it the Farmers League, but it's now better
it's not
compared
a
to.
farmers league because no, it's not a farmers league. People farm talent from that. that
Yeah. That's why. But
it's a split queue.
the name here that comes into mind is Manuel Locatelli, who's now the rumors say he's going to Juventus, but Arsenal is also keeping an eye. I'm not
I
hopeful
think
for this one.
Manuel Locatelli was the one that got. I think I saw him get a bid from one of the big clubs. I think it was Juventus, and the Sassuolo rejected it outright. So I
Yeah,
don't think
because like they're
moving.
saying it's now Juventus were really in the driver's seat, but now that they I forgot who told it. I was reading the transfer news because I'm a Gunner, and I think Arsenal is still hoping for that Locatelli deal.
Yeah, I
And the
think if
thing
ever he
is,
would transfer out, worth noting, I think he would be going not in another Italian club because I don't think Sassuolo would even want that
yeah,
to
but it's
happen.
still Juventus. But the thing here is now, I think from the last update that Juve, now Arsenal is just a risk to Locatelli's transfer to Juve, but now it's a concern. They're growing into levels. I think they've evolved into a concern, but I still doubt that Arsenal is gonna get him. So yeah,
But yeah, I think about time, especially Locatelli is in an age where he's just about to blow up in
yeah,
terms of it's a make or break year. They also have great talent apart from Locatelli, Verratti, and Jorginho. They have Matteo Pessina, who's in Atalanta, just
yeah,
starting his international career. Nico Barella, who's an Inter player, fresh
yeah.
off winning a trophy in Inter. And let's go to their attacking talent. Now,
Their
attacking
attacking
talent,
talents are
I
not
think,
bad because
what?
it's led. They're not bad. Their attacking talents are not bad because
Their
it's
attacking
led by.
talent is a mix of experienced players, a
Yeah,
lot
and
veterans and
should we
youngsters.
start with the person? I sorry,
I'm not
Jude.
what?
Sorry. Should we start with the person who has the most ironic name in all of football because of how he plays?
Well, no. Let's start
Andrea
with
Belotti.
Federico Bernardeschi from Juventus. Let's start with the
Yeah, go
Juve
ahead.
boys. Okay, Federico Bernardeschi, young but quite experienced now. Has a few years
Yes.
under his belt with Juve. Has won a few. Bernardeschi, always a dependable forward for midfielder forward for Juventus. And has been a really solid player for them for a while.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
next we have the youngster Federico Chiesa, who is a um, the son of Enrico Chiesa, a very
Yeah.
strong player. Man. This guy has been recently loaned to Juventus. Now has won a Coppa Italia, and has been a shining youngster for Fiorentina previous. Uh, I was taking a look at his father's achievements, and his father was pretty solid as a player, and you know, also a Fiorentina player. Next we have Domenico Berardi, who has been one of Sassuolo's best players in the years.
Yeah.
He has been there for a long time. He's only 26. It feels like he has been there. He's a one club man so far. And he has been playing since 2012. And he has been blazing the goals. He's close to 100 Serie A goals. for his career.
Yeah. And then with this is actually a really good team because it's like Italy is really a low key team if you think about it. Even though they're
Right now,
still
yeah, in
yeah
terms of their talent is there.
yeah
But yeah, Domenico Berardi, who has been on and off run previous years. Now he has back-to-back years of double digits, but one thing worth noting. And now
yeah.
you go to Andrea Belotti, who has been,
The guy who celebrates like this. I don't know why he celebrates like that, like a chicken.
but hey, it's for me. I enjoy unique celebration. It's fun.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
Belotti has
okay.
been good. I actually signed him on FIFA because he was actually linked to Arsenal before. Yeah, but still a really capable player.
Yeah, always scored double digits in with Torino. Has always been one of the
Yeah,
best Italian strikers. Kind of the same age range as Berardi as well. You know,
yeah,
they're pretty much club staples.
yeah. They're club staples now, but they're like before they were like. I remember when they were 20s and 20 years old, and I'm like, I feel old now. And looking at they're already 27. I feel old as well.
Yeah, I
More,
mean, kind of. I like that they've grown into their clubs. They've stayed and they've committed to
yeah,
staying in a while. Next, we have Lorenzo Insigne, who is always very prominent for being one of the shorter players in
yeah,
Europe. But yeah, Lorenzo Insigne, very veteran. A veteran player for Napoli who has
yeah,
helped them win a couple of trophies, two Coppa Italias, and really great winger, really great winger.
yeah.
Now we have to, I think we have to speed up a bit. Now let's go to the ironically named Ciro Immobile.
Ciro
You
Immobile.
know,
Yeah, because
he might be
considering his
slow,
name
but
is
the guy
Immobile,
racks up goals in Italy, in
and
Serie
he's
A.
a fast
Like,
player for his last name.
yeah, he for a name for someone named Immobile, he's pretty quick and a very prolific guy. And yeah, that's Italy. And now we go to I think we just talk about the top contender teams at
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah.
point. Switzerland for me is a very always an okay, Dirv. I know what happened to Switzerland in this tournament, but for me, Switzerland is always the underrated nation that has a spring of young talent,
Yeah.
and all they need is to have one big win against a big team, and we're gonna talk about that later. And they just needed that and get far in a tournament.
Yeah, Switzerland is the team that always qualifies for the knockout stages.
But never
Due to
gets
like
that far.
it never gets that far, but you get amazed at who they can beat or they can
Yeah,
scare. Wink,
they're
wink,
always
who they beat.
they're always that European team that could give scares to anyone.
Yeah,
Okay. Next up, Group B. Belgium and Denmark are of course the
definitely.
top teams here. Now, one thing worth noting is Russia was disappointing in this tournament.
Yeah, and also Denmark started off. I think it was in their first game. Christian Eriksen fell down because of I don't know a previous
Heart
heart
condition, I think. He
condition.
was
Yeah, which was really scary.
yeah. But yeah, despite that, Denmark was able to reach. Denmark was able to squeak by the tournament. Really
Yeah,
cool. Really great composure from them. Great heart from Denmark. And Belgium though. Belgium has Lukaku. Has did they have the Hazards at
yeah,
Torben and Eden? They
yeah.
have Thomas Meunier. They have of course they have their keeper Courtois as their
Kevin De
best.
Bruyne.
I mean, I think for me, Courtois is now much better in Belgium than his club form.
For Real, definitely.
Yeah, Real hasn't been on fire, and Kevin De Bruyne, of course, best
Of
Premier
course,
League player for
I
the
think
past few years.
Kevin De Bruyne is the best. Is a better player now. Ever since, even when Hazard was in the Premier League, I think De Bruyne was a better player than Hazard.
Yeah, well-rounded player as well.
Yeah,
And now for Group B, though, Belgium and Denmark were the ones who made it. Of course, we know what
yeah,
happened there. Next up is Group C. Now, Netherlands. Netherlands, kasi for me, they're a young team. One of the things that their problem is that they didn't have the veterans anymore. They didn't have the Robins. They didn't have the Stekelenburgs. They didn't have the Dirk
The
Kuyt,
Van Persies.
the Van Persies of old to guide them. But I'm happy that they're able to find their
Yeah,
way.
but they're actually really strong
Yeah,
considering they didn't have Vincent Van Dijk.
they don't have Van Dijk, but they had Wijnaldum carrying them for
Yeah,
Memphis. They
yeah,
have
but
Bob
they also have
Horse,
Frankie De Jong and Matthias De Ligt, who's Matthias De Ligt is the most expensive, I think,
one of
defender,
the most
young
expensive
defender.
defenders now, and if he ever gets another big transfer, probably the most expensive now of all time, soon. Now, next up we have Austria. Austria with David Alaba.
Yeah,
Getting there with age, but hard carry for us Austria right
yeah.
there.
Marko Arnautovic is still there
Marko
as well.
Arnautovic, former club reject, former big club reject, who's now shining elsewhere. Every now and then he gets his big. He gets
He's
his
in China now after playing for Stoke. I remember he played for Stoke.
He's a guy who goes nuts in mid-table clubs, and
Yeah,
people love him for that. Next we have Ukraine. Ukraine has been up and down previous years now, but they made it to the group stages. They made it to the knockout phases.
yeah.
You
We're
know,
gonna
so
explain
now,
how they got into, even though they were third later.
yeah, I think it's a complicated matter for this one. It's a
Yeah,
matter of, I think, goal differences and points coming into
yeah,
play.
yeah.
If I recall correctly. Okay. Yeah. Now, for that group, Netherlands, Austria, and Ukraine made it to the knockout phase. North Macedonia, it's basically a farewell to Goran Pandev, who has been
Yeah.
a really, really great international player for them for the longest time. Next up, we have Group D. And
It's coming home.
wow. Group D, England, who has had, we know England, Raheem Sterling, Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho.
And the
Yeah,
emergence
yeah.
of Bukayo Saka.
Bukayo Saka coming off the best Arsenal player of the being Arsenal's best player. A great load of young talent and veterans mixing it up together. Who was their keeper? Worth noting. I
Is it?
couldn't remember.
It wasn't. Was it? No. I think Nick Pope.
Joe Hart is no longer a starting keeper for England, sadly.
Yeah, I think it was Nick Pope or Pickford. Wait.
Let me check. Yeah, it was Pickford.
Yeah, Jordan Pickford.
Pickford, a long time great. So a really great Arsenal keeper. Now next is
No,
Croatia.
he's an Everton keeper. Pickford.
Yeah.
No, Nick Pope wasn't in the team, so it's Ramsdale
okay.
actually. Yeah.
Okay, next is Croatia, previous World Cup second placers. Now, for me, I think the problem of Croatia is that they're old.
Yeah.
They're old as hell. Mandzukic is no longer there. That's a sign. Perisic is still there. Is probably their youngest guy in their 30s. But they have Luka Modric, who's happy for him to beat Ronaldo and Messi for Ballon d'Or at that.
Yeah, he's the first player to break the Messi Ronaldo streak of player of the years.
I would argue
before
that
Lewandowski.
it should have been Neuer who could have broken that one year.
Yeah, but it's like they're prime.
It's tough as hell. Anyway, Euro 2020, England, Croatia, Czech Republic. Now, Czech Republic is a big surprise of this tournament for me. If we're talking about surprises, let's just talk about surprises. I think, apart from whatever Switzerland did in the knockout stages,
Definitely.
Czech Republic was for me like a team that was okay, but didn't stand out, and until some guy named Patrick Schick decided to carry their backs.
Yeah, that guy is good. Patrick Schick is good. He was one of the most hyped up prospect strikers before the emergence of one Haaland.
one Erling Brute Haaland.
Yeah.
Anyway,
one
let's
Brute
go-
Haaland, like the Terminator that he is, bursted onto the scene.
Yeah. Now we go to Sweden. We go to Group E, I mean. Sweden, Spain, Slovakia, Poland. Now, Poland, did they have Lewandowski here?
I think they did.
Oh, God. Anyway, Poland has always been a great disappointment for me. They've always been disappointing.
Actually, thinking of surprises, it was actually for me. It was Poland.
Oh, well, okay. I'm not surprised that Poland did bad in international play because they've always done it. Like Remember 2018 Dirv? They could have gotten a group stage. They could have
Yeah,
gotten beyond the group stage in the World Cup, but they sucked. Now they're sucking even more, despite having the best player of 2020, Robert Lewandowski,
yeah,
the best player during the pandemic. The best player in the first half of the pandemic,
yeah,
Lewandowski. But hey, that doesn't matter because we have Sweden and Spain. Sweden has been a good team. Sweden is one of the arguably the best Scandinavian team because
yeah,
they've always gotten they always have a talent. They always have talent that can cause big results, go deep into tournaments, get the get that quarterfinal, semi-final appearance every now and then.
yeah.
They have Emil Forsberg, who's one of RB Leipzig's best players.
Yeah.
Our favorite German club, Dirv. No, I'm kidding.
No. I'm a Dortmund fan in Germany.
Yeah, I'm not
But I,
kidding.
yeah, but I
Rasenball
think
Sport.
Jude can support Rasenball Sport Leipzig.
Anyway, one thing that I love here in this group is Spain finally coming back.
Yeah,
Spain has been in a weird spot, but now their fountain of youth has been delivering dividends for them. Has been paying dividends for them. They've been getting more. Their young talent is now blooming into whatever Spain was before. They're in that state that they're gonna get good in the next 3 to 4 years.
yeah.
Now we go
And
to
they
final group. What? Yes, Derv.
and surprisingly they have the best possession stats. Well, they play the most possession, but
Well,
surprisingly
I can
they,
say that Spain has been doing that for like almost 2 decades now.
yeah,
Possession football is their calling card. Now we go to Group F, last group. France, Germany,
group
Portugal,
of
and
death.
Hungary. Now Hungary. Now let's not talk about Hungary. They've been awful on the pitch and they've been awful as fans.
Yeah.
They've been abusing players. They've been abusing wherever they are. So like, let's just not talk about whatever
Yeah,
Hungary is
and
doing.
most of their good players, including their best young talent, Dominic Soboslai, wasn't even on the team because of injuries.
Yeah. Anyway, they're out of this equation. Now we have Portugal. Of course, whenever you have Ronaldo, they always have a chance in winning something.
Yeah, but they always get destroyed by Germany. I don't know
Yeah.
why, but
They always
Portugal
get knocked.
has a habit of being destroyed by 4 goals. With via 4 goals by Germany. I don't know why it happened. I think it happened in the World Cup
Yeah,
as
I
well.
think it did. They got just stepped on by Germany. Now, but let's talk about Portugal. Despite Ronaldo being there, they have talent for the future.
Yeah,
That's one
Joe.
thing worth noting. They have the Wolverhampton Wanderers, which is their B team. They have Bruno Fernandes in Man U, who has been really really good for them. They have Bernardo Silva, who has also been going up in the Prem.
Yeah,
They have Andre Silva, who's finally found his form in Germany. Thank God, because I
yeah.
was scared of him being a flop in Europe.
Diego
I don't
Jota
want him
is
to be
also a
that.
good one.
They have Gonzalo Guedes, who's I'm hoping to shine ren. Diogo
Actually,
Jota, who was I think Liverpool's biggest surprise last season. Diogo Jota.
yeah, and also Ruben Neves from Wolves. But the thing is here is Joao Moutinho in his age is still performing. Renato Sanchez is back on form. I think
Yeah, Renato Sanchez. We forget about this guy. Now he's just 23 years old. He has a lot of years to just redeem himself, if ever.
yeah, because I think he went into the Premier League and had a bad time there, and he got forgotten. But with Lille being, I think Lille won the the Ligue 1 last season, right? The one that happened just now. I think yeah, with Lille's win, his name grew in stature again. Hi, Jude.
Hello. Yeah. Okay. I got disconnected for a bit, so apologies. But yeah, they have a lot of young talent. Ruben Neves. is around the same age as near the same age range as Renato Sanchez, and they're like the future of the Portuguese midfield.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I like that pairing a lot, especially
And
like
holy crap, they have João Felix, who just finally, who's now growing into a capable player in Atletico Madrid, and fresh
yeah,
off winning a La Liga. And that's one thing worth noting. Diogo Jota, who has been a pleasant surprise for Liverpool last season, but they got him from the B team of Portugal.
yeah,
Anyway, let's just talk about Diogo Dalot, who's a youngster, and Ruben Diaz in Manchester City has been proving himself to
yeah,
be a really great
yeah.
player.
Robin
Nelson
Diaz is the
Semedo is another emerging one, and um, yeah, really, really solid youngster there, youngsters in Portugal, and they're just gonna get better. I mean, with
yeah,
or without, I think if Ronaldo retires, I think this is gonna be a very this is still gonna be a strong team,
yeah.
Portugal. And now next we have Germany. Now Germany has been in a
My team,
weird rut internationally because they failed to show up in Euro 2016. They failed to show up even more in the World.
yeah. Fuck that shit. Sorry for cursing. I hated that performance. I think Jude got disconnected again. Hi, Jude.
Okay, I got disconnected again, but hey, I'm back.
Apologies for the
Okay,
technical
I just had
difficulties,
to
guys.
refix my connection there. But hey, Germany has not been the best team for the past few tournaments because they've not shown up. They failed to replicate their form in Euro 2016 and got destroyed by Son Heung-min. And
Jude, please don't remind me of those days. Don't
yeah,
hurt me
but hey,
anymore.
worth noting that they're back in good form.
Yeah, and they
Once
have
again, they
youngsters
have their
now.
youngsters.
Because I think
Yeah, they really have.
Jude, sorry, 2018 and 2016, their golden generation, the core of their golden generation 2014 World Cup winning team was starting to get old. It's starting to get
Yeah,
for them to be injury prone.
but now they have. Germany is one of those teams that have youngsters for like a decade's worth of youngsters to choose. So
Yeah,
they're like
definitely.
France. They're like France that they have a spring of talent to just. Hey, can you be a German national team member for this one? Okay, yeah, we can try. And
Yeah,
if it works, it works. But hey, they have the likes of Kai Havertz, who recently won a Champions League. I know, Dirv, you don't like Chelsea, but hey, Timo Werner and Kai Havertz are the youngsters. Kevin Volland, who I wish had more Germany appearances, but over they're way better players in Germany than Kevin Volland, sadly. There's Thomas Muller, my favorite German player of all time. Always fundamentally sound, always a professional, a true professional in this game. Um, Next we have midfielders Leroy Sané. Sané has been back in Germany, after a weird dispute in Manchester City. He's now a Bayern Munich guy. Leon Goretzka,
yeah,
people
yeah.
hate him for leaving Salta.
Yeah, I suggest people looking at Leon Goretzka when he was still what 20 and 21 and see how his body changed when he started when he got signed by Bayern and to now.
That's
I
worth noting.
assure you,
Okay.
you're gonna get amazed by how his body looks right now.
Yeah, okay. Next they have Sergei Gnabry, former Arsenal, former Gunner, now shining in Bayern Munich. Champions League winner. Awesome guy. And we have, of course, Joshua Kimmich. Now, I like Joshua Kimmich is, I think, for me is if Thomas Muller is a strong professional, for me Kimmich is like one of those guys, one the same build.
Yeah, Joshua Kimmich is kind of like he got into the he's Philip Lam 2.0 because he both started at right backs and then because of their systems
They
were
became
forced.
defensive
Yeah, they
midfielders.
became defensive midfielders.
Okay, now let's look at their defenders. Matthias Ginter, solid for Dortmund always. Mats Hummels, Matthias Ginter pala for Mönchengladbach. Mats Hummels, who's back in
Dortmund
Dortmund
after a
after
spell.
betraying them and joining Munich for like
Yeah.
half a decade. Nicolas Zul, who has been
Sule.
I think he had a rough start in his young career because he was injured a number of
Yeah, but
times.
he's good, and he's like
I'm
his
happy
height
that I'm
is
happy to
something.
see him. No, I'm happy to see his name here. Emre Chan, who's now in Borussia Dortmund as well, highly touted defender.
Yeah.
Robin Gosens, who has been a shining revelation here in this tournament,
For
and of course we have
Because Atalanta
Neuer.
had a great year as well. That's why the
Yeah, we
players
have
are.
Manuel Neuer, we have Bernd Leno and Kevin Trapp, veteran keepers with great German keepers are like top tier.
Yeah, and Ter Stegen isn't even there.
You don't need Ter Stegen when you have these three guys. It's that loaded. Um, Worth noting na I think I forgot the keeper for Cologne, who's also usually another call up.
Is it Kevin Trapp? I
No,
don't know.
not Kevin Trapp.
Cologne.
Timo Horn. Timo
Timo
Horn. That's
Horn,
one.
yeah.
Diba? They have 2 decades worth of keepers there. Anyway, yun. But yeah, Germany is there. Next, we talk about France. France defending World Cup champions. Kylian Mbappe.
And
Yeah,
Antoine Griezmann.
Antoine Griezmann, Benjamin Pavard, Hugo Lloris, getting there with age, but still their best keeper. Rafael Varane, who's surprisingly only 28. Holy crap! I didn't know.
Yeah.
Still that young. Anyway, you
But
have
still Kimpembe. I really like that guy.
yeah, Kimpembe, they have Kurt Zuma, they have Lucas Digne, they have Lucas Hernandez. They just have a lot of talent. Paul Pogba has been bouncing back internationally, dabbing his way into French hearts. Thomas Lemar, Courtney Tolisso, and Golo Kante, arguably my favorite French player right now. Really, the guy's hustle personified in football. If there's a hustle player in football, that's N'Golo Kante.
Yeah.
And Adrien Rabiot, man, trouble kid. Olivier Giroud now is in Milan. Now you can now forget about hating him there for moving to Chelsea.
Nah, even though he left us, I'm still a big fan of his.
Yeah, I mean Giroud was like a really great scorer with Arsenal. I'm happy now.
Yeah, and even scored the goal of the year, right? Remember?
Was that the scorpion kick?
Yeah.
Always good. Kingsley Coman, Karim Benzema returning from international competition. Now I wish Karim Benzema just stayed away from this young team kasi it was better off without him. I'm kidding. I'm just being mean. Kasi they won a World Cup without this guy. Anyway, now we talked about teams, we talked about top players, we talk about results and surprises. Now, their biggest surprise for me, I guess we can agree on this. Switzerland and Czech Republic going to the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
I guess Switzerland having the best game of the tournament by reversing a lead by a French lead and beating France in penalties. Defending World Cup champions are gone in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
Really
and
big
I
upset.
remember who won the man of the match at that.
I forgot.
Wait, I'm looking for it.
I would argue that it was
Okay, yeah,
Haris
it's
Seferovic.
Xhaka is the official man of the match.
Granit Xhaka. Yeah, really great, diba?
My
As
boy.
as we said,
My boy.
Switzerland is one of those teams that can cause upsets, and they caused the biggest upset of the tournament.
Yeah. And
They reverse a French
what's good
lead.
with this win, Jude. Sorry, what's good with this win is it. If you look at it, of course, France will be the favorites. They're defending world champions. They have highly rated players that are universally loved, except for I think Pogba, who's a bit
Benzema rin.
Benzema, but Benzema is the main man now. I think in Real because he's the one scoring goals. But this is why I love football. It's the magic of football. Imagine someone much maligned like Granit Xhaka being the man of the match, though, the one being the architect.
Well, if we're talking about much maligned, we also have this midfielder called who was that? My God, who was it? Who's their Liverpool midfielder?
Shaqiri.
Yeah, Shaqiri, who
Shaqiri.
has been,
Yeah,
who
but
was
dude,
just said to be.
Xhaka has been. I don't know what he got
Oh
bullied.
yeah,
He
he
got
gets a lot of
bullied.
flack from a lot of people. Like especially now that he's in Arsenal. Yeah, his Arsenal
Yeah,
career has
yeah,
been
yeah.
marred
But
with a
I'm still
lot
one
of
of the loyal
dispute.
Shaka fans.
Yeah.
No,
Anyway, let's go to yeah, that's the biggest surprise for me. Switzerland going far, and the only team that beat them was Spain in penalties.
yeah,
It took another penalty shootout to just knock them down,
yeah.
which
Also,
is kind
Denmark
of
going
cool.
far without Christian Eriksen.
Denmark reaching the semis without Christian Eriksen is like a great feel-good story for them. That's a lot
Yeah,
of heart from Denmark. I mean, they always have great talent. They have great talent, and I think
yeah,
yeah, really great bounce back from them, especially after that incident. Now, of course, we go to the semis. Now, Spain redeemed themselves after years of not showing up that much. They
yeah.
got their butts kicked by Russia in 2018, which surprised me until now. Like, holy crap! I hate that result. Still kind
Yeah.
of shocks me. Anyway, now we go to the final. There, let's go to the final. It was a dispute of football coming home or is it
It's
coming to
coming
Rome?
Rome.
And this is one of the most highly anticipated matchups because for me, okay, it was, will England finally win their next international trophy, or will Italy finally regain their once dominant form? They've won Euros,
Yeah,
they've won World Cups, they've been their clubs are the best in club football, diba? Milan, Juventus they've been shining examples of 2000s football. Will they
yeah,
be able to redeem? Will they be able to become Italy of old? The Italy that we know and admired back then. You know, the one that was worth, getting a red card from Zinedine Zidane.
yeah,
But yeah, anyway, the 1-0 Italy that we love.
yeah. But if you think
Anyway,
about it, this
okay,
match, England scored first.
okay, now we go. Okay, England scored the earliest goal in the Euros, one of the fastest goals in the Euros.
Yeah.
Luke
Or
Shaw
no,
gets the Luke Shaw shoots first, hits first, gives England the hype. Yeah, yeah, football
yeah.
is coming home.
But they
Let's
played
go,
like
baby.
so bad in the second half.
And
They
then
were trying
the
to.
Italian composure won over the second half by Bonucci saying that
Yeah,
no, it's not coming home.
dude. Sorry for interjecting. Yeah, it's coming Rome. He's Mister. It's coming Rome.
It's
Fitting how
coming
he.
to Rome. Bonucci said no. This is the classic Italian result in regular time, 1-1.
Yeah,
Italian football matches are known for really low scores, and then this is one of them. Anyway, we go to extra time. Extra time did no none of them scored. I think if one of them have scored here, it would have ended the game. Honestly,
yeah,
I mean obviously. I think if Kane had one big shot left in him, I think he would have. This would have been the best shot, but he didn't,
yeah. But what did you
unfortunately.
expect? He's a
Or
butler.
we would have gotten a nice little Immobile moment, just
Yeah,
to defy his nickname and defy his last name. And I think anyway, it ended up penalties, and penalties were weird. Okay, ended 3-2, and England missing. Worth noting, England missing the last three
three.
penalties. And it
Um,
was weird because it was their youngsters who were taking them. Rashford, Jadon Sancho, and Bukayo Saka. I mean, hats off to them for taking the pressure, taking the mantle of being penalty taker for the biggest final of England after a long time. But yeah, it was so unfortunate. It was really
and
unfortunate that
they're heroes for stepping up actually, but the Rashford penalty was bad. But the
yeah,
Sancho and the Saka ones were saved.
yeah,
But yeah,
the abuse after was uncalled for.
yeah, and
Honestly, that was unfair.
it makes it sweeter that Italy won because you know how they will abuse. There's three young men who are persons of color, and they
For
abuse
the
them.
future of their national team.
Yeah,
it's uncalled for. It's unfair. It's just really bad. And football came to Rome after so long. Roberto Mancini proves that he's a very good Italian manager. He's a
Yeah.
very good Italy manager and keeps the undefeated streak alive
Wait,
for
is
until
Roberto Mancini now just a World Cup away?
yeah. I mean,
Right?
this man has won trophies in clubs that had a hard time winning trophies in, and Italy is one of them, and now he gave them a little trophy there. And yeah, let's go. I think that's it for Euro 2020. Now, Derv, anything to add with football coming to Rome?
Glad that Italy won it because of the succeeding abuse that those three heroic young men received from basically their countrymen. So
Okay, now let's just quick fire Derv, before we end. Let's just talk about World Cup predictions. Let's just talk about teams that we could. I think I'll drop team names and let's just talk about them being contenders. Now, Derv, first off, Argentina. Do you
I
think,
think they're gonna win it.
do you think
I think they're
Messi
gonna win
can
it.
just tear off his soul one last time for Argentina?
I think it's now or never because he knows it's his last
I think
World
it's
Cup.
his last World Cup, yeah. Ronaldo as well. I think last World Cup
Yeah,
for
yeah,
Portugal.
definitely.
I don't, but I think if we're compare Argentina or Portugal, I think Argentina has a edge there because better
But
tournament.
if you think about it, Portugal is the better team overall.
Yeah,
But
but you can't underestimate a Messi
yeah,
team there.
Argentina has been in the final so many times, only to like lose in the finals. But yeah, I think with Messi now, he's in fuck this shit. I'm gonna do everything mode.
Yeah,
And
I'm gonna carry this team or die trying mode.
yeah,
Okay, let's talk about uh anyone in the CONCACAF there that can go far.
Canada's been doing well right now.
Okay. USA and Mexico are always gonna be
Yeah,
World Cup contender, World Cup finals shoe-ins usually. Well, except for that one time for US, where they just became overconfidently and they became stupid at one tournament, and then they just screwed
Merc,
over
let's
giving
merc.
Pulisic a chance in the World Cup, which I
Yeah,
kind of hated. Anyway, yeah, Mexico. I always talk about this. Mexico is consistent, and for bad in a bad way, because they always go to the quarterfinals and get kicked out there
yeah.
every single time. Anyway, I just hope they go deeper. Asian contenders, Derv. Anyone in Asia right
Australia
now?
or Korea. Well, most of their teams can beat like Korea did to Germany and Korea did to Italy. I think in the 2000s World Cup. But now
But I
with
don't think
Asian,
I don't think it's the time though. It feels like it's not yet the time for
yeah,
an Asian
yeah,
team to get far again. Let's move on to Africa. Any team that you want to succeed? I think I want to see Egypt, Ivory Coast, just or Nigeria.
Ivory Coast definitely.
Egypt, Ivory Coast, or Nigeria. Just go. If Salah decides to be in international, did he retire from international
I'm
duties?
not sure. I think he's still playing. I'm
Yeah,
not
if
sure.
he's still playing, I think Egypt should have another crack at it in the World Cup. Now
Well,
let's
we're
go
gonna
to
see
Europe.
the qualification.
Yeah,
Uh,
let's go to
so,
Europe there. Do you think France has a good chance of repeating?
hope.
I mean, I know there's a World Cup curse, diba? World Cup winners get destroyed in the group stages after winning their previous World Cup. Kasi Spain got destroyed, they got dolphin gold by Van Persie.
Yeah, and Germany got destroyed.
Germany got destroyed by Song Heung-min. Um,
Yeah, and then Chucky Lozano as well. I remember that
and
Mexico.
worth noting, Italy got kicked out of the group stage right in 2010.
Yeah,
So yeah, there's a curse there. And also, France, after winning the World Cup, they got destroyed in 2002. So
yeah.
that's 20 years ago, and 20th anniversary of getting their butts kicked in a group stage. But I think, do you think France can break the curse?
Um, I do think they're not gonna go out early. I think they're gonna go deep, but they're not gonna win.
Okay, good take on that. Do you think now let's go to Germany. Do you think Germany has a great chance?
If not Argentina, them. Well,
Okay,
I'm a
so
I've been a fan of Germany because I was placed in a festival.
oh
It's
yeah,
the
I remember this.
yeah, the end of the football training. Yeah, I was the first time I was placed was in our mini World Cup was in Germany. So ever since then, I was a German fan. So I think I'm going by heart here, not with my mind. Who I think is gonna win? Argentina. If not Argentina, then Germany.
Okay, great. Let's see. It. Oh yeah, we haven't talked about Italy. Dirv, Italy. Do you think they have a great chance at this next World Cup?
Using my head, I think they're favorites.
Okay, yeah. Do you think football would come to Rome once more? I think it's a
Yeah,
great chance. For me, I think
they have it.
Italy may not have the transcendent star, the super mega popular uber star that other teams have. Because they have the consistency of having great players in every position. Oh wait, they have a transcendent star in Donnarumma. Never mind,
Yeah, no,
they
no, no.
have
He's
one.
not as transcendent. Yeah, but the thing is, it's Italian style to have not have that one guy.
Well,
With
they
Spain,
did. Oh, nga, no. Worth noting, 2006, they didn't really have a standout guy.
yeah,
They had everyone.
yeah.
They had the
Well,
family.
it's kind of like the teams like Spain as well. Didn't have a standout guy because the whole team was good. Germany, that
Yeah,
Germany
okay.
2014 Germany team was like on par, I think, with any World Cup winning team. That team can beat any World Cup winning team because that team was really the most complete I've seen as long as I've been
Okay.
watching football.
Okay. We go to South America. I think last thing. I know we talked about Argentina. Do you think Brazil has a chance in winning World Cup? I don't think Neymar has the ability to
Yeah,
carry that.
Brazil is for me personally. Brazil is kind of like my international Man U and Tottenham, so
I
automatic.
feel like for me Brazil is like Brazil feels like despite having a good number of veterans there, they're immature. I think there's that level of
Yeah, and they're more. The thing I hate about Brazil is that before I used to hate them because they're really good and I want my teams to win, but now they're like kind of like touch them and Neymar's gonna dive. He's like I can't take it.
okay. Apart from Brazil and Argentina, being their strongest, do you think any other South American team is worth noting?
Nah, I think Uruguay will still be there, but
Uruguay
won't
is
go far.
past their prime, I guess.
Yeah,
Sadly, I'm sad. Chile as well, I think, past their
yeah,
prime.
Chile
Arturo
definitely
Vidal and
more.
Alexis are not gonna be their young best. Are no longer at their young best.
Yeah,
But hey, we got to see them at least tear up Argentina to
yeah,
tears.
twice. But I think yeah, with I want Argentina to win. I will have Italy or Belgium because remember this is Belgium's final chance
Yeah,
for
we
the
forgot to
golden
talk about
generation.
Belgium. Okay. I think you're right, Derv. This is really their final chance for their generation, for the
Yeah, the
Hazard,
golden generation.
Lukaku, Courtois
De Bruyne.
generation to just finally win something. And I think they should. They need to win something. Please just do something, Belgium, because they have never won anything. They're the
Yeah, they did.
Tottenhams of this, of international football. Okay, I mean, no offense to Tottenham, they've won a League Cup like
With offense to Tottenham. Joe, just kidding, Spurs fans. No, because they're kind of
the
like, yeah,
first
I
fans
get that point.
people.
I get the point because they're really strong and they find a way to battle it up in the end.
Yeah, like, come on, they have great crop of talent. You know,
Yeah,
on
definitely.
paper for me, they were better than Italy
They're actually
before the
better than
tournament.
France. If you think about their whole squad, they're better than France. In my
But France beat them in the World Cup
yeah, but France
semifinals.
is
So
more. Yeah, yeah. Actually, that and France has been more consistent. or
Okay, but
more
okay.
in big games.
I guess our final prediction there: Argentina, Germany, very early. Argentina, Germany, Italy are your top three. Do you have a fourth one? Would it be
Belgium.
France? Belgium, okay.
No, no.
If
If
not
it's in
Belgium, I
order,
think If not Belgium, I
yeah,
think France would be
yeah. But like
replacing them.
we split it. My heart goes for Germany and Argentina, but the logical two favorites are gonna be Italy, Belgium, and well, yes, France.
Yeah. Okay. Now we go to our outro. Now, Derv, before we go, where can we find you, or where can we find follow Wrestling After Work?
Yeah, you can follow Wrestling Afterward on Facebook and I think on Instagram as well at Wrestling After Work. I'll have to confirm it with Avia. I forgot. But you can follow us there. Our podcasts are on Spotify and everywhere podcasts are available. And stay tuned for a new episode. We'll be having one record. We'll be recording one soon. And
Awesome.
if you want to follow me on my personal accounts, it's at Albertizzi on Instagram, Dirv Divinesh on Facebook, but it's gonna be awkward if you just follow me there. On Twitter, it's Douchebaghetti at Douchebaghetti.
Okay. Now, awesome. For us, you can find the Geeky Ones on thegeekyones.com, where we have a blog site, and there was a few reviews of Dota and the Play Animator has been
Yeah,
contributing. You can take a look at our Realme Watch review. I'm wearing the Realme wireless headsets, which are really cool. I've been using them I've used them in the last episode. I'm using them now. Really good audio quality, and Realme Watch 2 review. And just a little. I hope you can see this on screen. So yeah, Realme Watch review. Pretty good. Check out our review if you're interested in getting a smartwatch. And for our podcast, you can find us on for social pala. For socials, you can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube. At the Geeky Ones. All of our social handles are there. On that, and for our podcast, of course, you can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and wherever you can find your podcasts. We're pretty much available on a lot of places. A quick Google search on the Geek Ones, you can find our platforms conveniently. Anyway,
yeah.
so yeah, once again, Derv, thank you so much for joining us in this
Thank
nice
you
little
guys for
football
having me.
episode. Nice that we get able to talk about a little bit of sports in our
Yeah.
episode here. And now that's it for the Geeky Ones. And I'm Jude, and we're gonna sign off and see you next episode. So, bye, guys.